This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
Christmas? I don't believe that. Of course it will. Anyway, they'd have to get past the Maginot Line. The Frogs won't let them. Do you think that'll hold them? You bet. You're right. If we sends the British Army over to France, they Germans won't stand a chance against the two of us. We beat them last time. Yeah, but we had the Yanks to help us. Only at the very end. Well, what about the Siegfried line then? Us will be able to make our washing out on that. Hey, have you two heard the news? War's been declared. Yeah, that's right. It was on the radio. Neville Chamberlain. He said that since the Germans hadn't agreed to take their troops out of Poland, we were at war. Yes. Oh, I just missed out on the last one. My dad copped it in that. Gas. Well, Ted and me will be busy. The dockyard will have plenty to do. I expect you'll get called up, Harry. It's not as if you're doing anything important. Just working for the council. Infantry, I expect. Yeah. The PBI. Poor bloody infantry. Well, that's where my father copped it. Stuck in a trench for 4 years and then gassed. Oh, no. I'll join the Air Force if I didn't know you could fly, Harry.
Dad, do you know what's happened? Whoa! Well, the vicar announced the opening hymn. We'd just reached verse 3 when the doors opened, and the virgin walked down the aisle and whispered something to the vicar. Quite feisty was. Dear friends, he said, the Prime Minister has broadcast, we are now at war with Germany. Let us sing the national anthem. Come on, Sally, we must get on inside and see to the dinner. War or no war?
Oh, isn't it exciting? Can I come round this afternoon? We can go out some with it for breakfast, perhaps. Oh!
Hey, where are you going, Grandad? Duty calls! Want to take on a German navy, then? I have a very great responsibility, which I cannot convey to you, because there is now a war on. Oh, come on, Albert. Mum's the word. You're too young, Harry, to understand the importance of this. I served my country in the last war, and I'm going to serve it again in this, even if I am too old for the Navy. I have a very special duty to perform. What's that, then? See that envelope? Yes, well, what's in it? Never you mind. I have to deliver this, sealed, to a certain place before this day's out. Good day, gentlemen. God. We also serve. Where's he all? It's supposed to be a secret mine, but would you believe it? Because of his long service and particular knowledge, Albert's been charged with delivering a note to the keepers of the Eddystone Lighthouse to tell them war's been declared. Oh, they'll know already. Here, you better run along and see if you can help your mother.
Is it really true about the war?
Yes, Liz.
What about David? He's still out at sea. Will he be all right?
Oh, don't you worry, my handsome. He'll be all right, I'm sure of it. Your granddad was at sea all through the last lot, and he's still shipshape. Just about. Yeah, David will be safer at sea than on land. Just look at the last war. There's the men in the trenches that took the worst of that. Now, my old man would never have been gassed if he'd been at sea. How's the baby, Liz?
Oh, Jenny's fine. She's still asleep.
Where's my little
Oh,
darling?
no, you're not going to waken her up. It's not her feeding time yet. There, isn't it a feeding time yet? Let Granny take you away from all these noisy people.
Morning, George. Heard the news?
We got a wireless too.
Exciting, isn't it?
Exciting. If you'd been through what I went through last time, you wouldn't say that.
Oh, that'll be Jenny. I wish Mum wouldn't wake her up till it's her feed.
One mistake they won't make, if they've any sense, is to dig any bloody trenches in France and fill them with British troops.
We got tanks now. They put an end to the trenches. Yeah, and aeroplanes that can cross the channel.
That's right. Both ways.
Well, I think I'd better get washed and brushed up.
hearing.
Yeah! Where have you lot been? Just look at the state of you. Here, I'd have a wash before your mother sees you.
We've been playing football. What do you think we've been doing? Strumping?
War's been declared.
What?
What, with Germany? Well, who'd you think?
Gosh, what? Where's my dad?
He's inside having a wash so that he's all clean for his Sunday dinner.
What? Wow! Oh, join the Navy!
You're too young for that.
Well, the Sea Cadets then.
No, join the Air Force.
Yeah!
Oh, it'll all be over before you're old enough.
Wish I was old enough to leave school now so that I could join something too.
Oh, there you are, Freddie. Mum says to come at once and have a wash.
But it's not dinner time yet, is
Just
it?
do as you're told.
Hey, did you know war's been declared?
Of course I do. Now you come, or it'll be you that's in the wars, I can tell you. Come on, you.
Well, if it isn't basically, I suppose I send you to break the news. Bit late, innit?
Oh, so you've all heard, have you?
You'll be busy now then, won't you?
What do you mean? I'm always busy.
Well, I expect they'll have you out searching for German spies.
Spies? Right.
I'll get to you.
I shall be out looking for burning lights at night.
Tony's got lights on his bike, haven't you, Tony?
Yeah, of course I have done. Ever since the time, the policeman came round to our house.
Exposed lights. That's from the days of the blackout. Do you understand?
Blackout?
Yes, blackout. No street lights, no car headlamps, no lights after dark through the curtains. I hope you've all got your blackout curtains ready.
Oh, yeah. Mum made ours ages ago, didn't she, Dad?
That's right. You shouldn't see even a chink of light throughout the whole of Trafalgar Terrace.
I should hope not, because I understand the military have been given orders to shoot out any lights they can see through a window if the curtains aren't drawn.
Wow!
Well, George, I don't suppose I'll be needing your services this time.
You should bloody hope not. I did my bit for King and Country last time. I'll let the rest of you have a chance to show how brave you are.
That's better. Is anyone intending to accompany me to the Victoria before the Germans arrive? Well, Constable, did they send you to break the news, or has someone committed a crime?
I understand that you've already heard. I shall be going back to the station now to get my orders. It's all right for you civilians, but a policeman is a policeman 24 hours a day, especially during wartime. I'll be on my way then. Oh, by the way, I forgot that we're meeting tomorrow night in the hall about air raid precautions.
Air raid precautions?
Songs
Within reason, of course. No young children still at school, for instance. Ah, I see some school children here. Well, you can say and listen, but you can't take part. Or the elderly or infirm. Unless, that is, you belong to one or another of the vital services, the local defence volunteers, or the auxiliary fire service. Now then, Miss Harris and myself, Miss Harris and myself are here to tell you about the basic training in air raid precautions. Many of you will know Miss Harris from your school days, when she tried to instruct you in the 3 R's. Well, today we'll try and instruct you in another 3 letters, A-R-P. Air raid precautions. Miss Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Strick. Now, first of all, I'd like you to look at some of the equipment that we have on display here tonight. On my right, the stirrup pump. And on my left, the long-handled scoop. Next to the hole, beside the Red Hill container. On the table in front of me is our greatest enemy tonight, the German incendiary.
Now, this here firebomb, Fritz, is a very dangerous customer. And it is important that you know how to deal with it. I won't waste your time by telling you the chemical composition of this little character, but I will tell you what to do with it once it has fallen. Now then, we don't want to throw a bucket of water onto it, as this will cause a violent spluttering and scattering of molten metal. Even a light jet of water will cause spluttering, and that must be avoided. Now then, in order to demonstrate the best method of dealing with the Fritz, I would like 3 volunteers from the audience.
Who do they think he is? An hypnotist at the palace?
Me, Mr. Strick, I'll volunteer.
All right, Tony, that's a good lad. We'll need you for the messenger service, we will. You come over here.
Yes.
Now then, what about you, Mr. Williams? Won't you join your son in this demonstration?
I'm already spoken for, Mr. Strick, but I'll give you a hand tonight.
Ah, good, good. George will give you a hand as well, won't you, George? Well done, George. Right then, if you wouldn't mind, Miss Harris.
Mr. Strick.
Right. Now, the pump may be operated efficiently by 2 people, but 3 are preferable. Preferable. And each should undertake one of the following duties. Number 1 takes charge of the firefighting and operates the nozzle at the end of the line of hose. All right, Ted, you be number 1. Come over here and get a grip on the hose pipe. Right. Number 2 pumps the water from the bucket at the other end of the line of hose. Right, George, you'll be number 2. Here is the pump, and here is the bucket.
Okay, number 2 it is.
Number 3 keeps the bucket replenished with water and relieves number 2 as necessary. Tony, you come over here by number 2 and get ready to get some more water.
Shall I get the water now, Mr. Strick?
Oh, why not, young man? We might as well have a bit of realism about this demonstration. Oh, bring another bucket so we don't make a terrible mess everywhere. Well, there'll come a time in the future, mark my words, when you'll be grateful for this little demonstration tonight. To be forearmed is to be prepared. But to be prepared is to be forearmed, or whichever way it is. Yes, that's what I said, forearmed. Right now, number 1, you've got in your hand a fuel jet and spray nozzle. You turn the nozzle around this way, and it's a fine spray. You turn it back again, and it's a jet.
I see.
Yeah. Right, now here's the other bucket. Let's give it a try. All right, number 2, get ready to pump.
Right you are.
Now that, as you will observe, was the jet. Right now, number 1, adjust your nozzle. One more, sir. Come again, number 2.
I got
And that's your fine spray, just like a sprinkler in a garden. Now then, where were we? Now, yes, to approach the fire without being overcome by smoke, flames, and heat, number 1 should lie down and keep his face near the ground, where it will be found easier to breathe and to see. All right, number 1, give me the hose. I've got my overalls on.
Now you get down on the floor, Mr. Strick. I'll take the manual.
sequence of action.
Sequence of action, yes. Here we are. One. Now, the fire should normally be brought under control first. This will require the use of the jet. Now, until this has been done, the operator may not be able to approach the bomb sufficiently closely to spray.
Right, number two, give us a pump. So sorry, Miss Harris.
The spray should then be directed onto the bomb, and during this period, the operator should gradually work his way towards the bomb so that he is finally attacking it from 6 feet.
Right, number two.
Now, he should continue to spray until the bomb is entirely consumed, but it may be necessary to stop the spray occasionally in order for the resultant fire to be brought under control by the jet.
Now we all know how to put out incendiary bombs with instead of hand pump. Thank you very much for your help. Now that just goes to show how much ground we can cover in a short while. With a few basic items of equipment, we know we can face firebomb blitz with equality. Exactly! Equanimity!
Oh, that's it! If they're going to use long words, I'm going home.
No, please, please. I don't know yet. Is there anything else, Miss Harris?
Well, yes, I want to say a few words about respiration.
Respiring? Oh, yes, gas mask. Yes, certainly, of course.
As you know, respirators have been designed to protect you against all known war gases and are to be issued to the whole population. I wonder, Mr. Strick, would you be good enough to demonstrate?
Certainly.
Jolly good. Now, take this civilian duty respirator in your hands. Before putting on a respirator, a hat or headdress must be removed.
Ah, yes, of course.
Now, the breath should always be held while the respirator is adjusted to the face. This should be done in a method to secure comfort and ensure a gas-tight fit in all sections of the head. When this has been done, the breath should be released in order to expel any gas which might be in the respirator. Thank you, Mr. Strick. Normal breathing may then be resumed and the head be replaced. Oh, thank goodness, now, what is it? Speak up, we can't hear you, Mr. Strick.
I said, God, blimey, I couldn't breathe in there.
Now, just show you how to remove an unconscious body from a gas-filled room. You there. Me. Yes, you. Stand up. And lie down. Well. Now, you may think that you simply drag the
the word's gone around. I didn't hear till last night, and the whole city knows about it.
She don't look as badly damaged as I thought she would. Oh, she was patched up in the Falklands, they do tell.
But the Ajax and the Achilles, they weren't half so badly damaged.
And that's why they were able to get back before. They could sail straight back. Who's not on board there?
Winston!
Winston?
Yeah, Winston Churchill, the First Lord of the Admiralty. Hey, do you notice something different about them guns?
What's that?
They're not real, you know. Well, only one of them is,
Are
anyway.
you kidding?
No, they were knocked out, most of them. And just in case she was picked up by the enemy, they made some wooden model ones.
Fancy. Her and the Ajax sinking the old brass bag?
No, mates, they didn't sink it.
Hey, Jay.
Jeepers, Scuttle, don't you read the newspapers or nothing?
Look, the captain knew he was trapped in the mouth of the River Plate, and he couldn't get out, so he scuttled her.
That's right, I've seen it on the newsreel.
Great victory for the Royal Navy, all right.
And for us here too, she was built here in Dunbar.
Oh, be no mothers for us, lot.
And the crew's mostly local men.
Aye, what's left of them?
You know how many are still missing?
About 50 or 60, I've heard.
We've heard nothing definite about our Lizzie's David. We've just praying he's on board.
Oh, of course he is. She'd have heard otherwise.
Hello there. I'm sorry I'm a bit later than I thought. I got lost in the blackout.
Oh, there you are, Liz. I told you he'd come back all right. Welcome home, David. Oh.
Well done, young man. You've come home and the grass stays at the bottom of the sea.
David,
What is it, love?
there's someone here you haven't even said hello to yet.
Oh, gosh! The baby! Where is it?
It indeed. Here she is, the little darling. Your daddy's old Jenny. Aren't you going to say hello to him? Handsome, isn't she? Don't wake her up, Mum. It's not her feeding time yet. Why don't you give her to David? Go on. Mind her out then, David. That's it.
Golly, isn't she small? I can hardly see her.
You might hardly see her, David, but you'll certainly hear her when she gets going in the night. Worse than the siren, she is.
I'll put the kettle on.
Well, who'd have thought it? You go away an unknown Matlow and return a blooming hero.
Don't know about a hero.
I'm just glad he's back alive.
Oh, so am I. You know, I've just no idea till we got back how everyone in the world seemed to know what we were doing in the South Atlantic.
Oh, David, it was awful. Mum and I went to the pictures and there it was on the newsreel. I could hardly bear to look at the screen knowing you were there in all that smoke.
Oh, she knew she was trapped. That Captain Langsdorff really did muck it up.
He could have gone back into, well, Modley Video, couldn't he?
He could have, but he would have been interned for the rest of the war.
So he come out and scuttled her. Oh, that must have been a sight.
It was amazing. After all that action, to see her coming out. And then there was this huge explosion. And then we realised that she had blown herself up.
And then that Captain Langsdorff popped himself, didn't he?
Blew his brains out.
David?
Couldn't face going back to Herr Hitler and saying, sorry, Fuhrer, I buggered it all. Shall I resign my commission? I bet there was some carpet chewing in Berlin when they got the news.
Here, David, you don't have to go back right away, do you? Take your time.
Uh-oh, there goes that siren.
Oh, George, she's hungry. How can you be so heartless? I know it's a bit early, David, but I better feed her. I won't be long, though. She'll be down in a minute, and she'll be all lovely then. You'll be able to take her. Proper look at her, David. Oh, you'll be amazed. She looks just like you.
Make no mistake about that one, David. She's yours, all right.
George, what are you saying?
Well, he's a sailor after all, eh?
Oh, I wonder who that is. Here, George, I hope you put they blackout curtains up all right.
Ah, that tastes lovely, George. Tastes much better without condensed milk, I can tell you.
Hello, David. I heard the Exeter was back, so I thought I'd come come in and see what a conquering hero looks like.
Conquering hero be blowed. Oh, it's great to see you, Harry. And you, Libby. Here, Harry, I thought you wanted a fly.
They wouldn't have me. Never mind. It's not so bad now that basic training's over.
Oh, Libby, you've grown up.
Oh, everybody does, David. Especially now.
Here, Harry, have a cup of tea. I know that Libby would.
Oh, no, thank you, fellas. Libby's just going on duty, and I'm walking down the road just to make sure she's safe.
Duty?
Yes. She's a nurse now at the city hospital.
Dad, I'm a trainee nurse.
While all her friends are at the Guildhall dancing away, here's our Libby healing the sick.
Well, actually, I'm on the maternity ward.
The maternity ward? Oh, how lovely for you. All those babies. Oh, it's much better than going dancing, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know, really. Do you know, sometimes when I'm on nights, well, I feel a bit lonely.
With being on watch at sea, I expect.
But not so dangerous, David.
You'll be home for a few days now?
We haven't been told yet, Harry. I can stay home tonight, but I've got to get back first thing. We're marching through the streets tomorrow, would you believe? And then there's going to be a lunch at the Guildhall.
You'll probably meet Lady Astor.
That'll be a thrill.
After that, I'm not too sure. I think we've got to go to London for some ceremonial carry-on. What about you, Harry?
Oh, I better go back tomorrow night. Just look at me. Here I am in the army, just like the old man before me. Well, Lips, you're going to be late for the hospital.
Oh, sister'd eat me alive. Do you know, she's a real dragon.
Well, David, I hope I see you before you go back to sea.
Yeah, I hope to see you before you go back to camp.
Night, George.
Harry.
Phyllis.
Night, Harry.
Good night, everyone. Do you know, it's lovely to see you looking so well again, David.
I know it won't be. Good night, Libby. Thanks for calling in, Harry. God, blimey, son. Hasn't Libby grown up? She's quite a young woman now, eh?
Isn't she? Libby's a lovely girl and always was, but it's a good job you married me when you did. Your daddy's going to march through the streets of Plymouth tomorrow to the Guildhall. Shall we go and wave to him?
Oh, please don't, fellas. It's bad enough as it is.
And he's probably going to have lunch with Lord and Lady Astor. Who'd have thought it, eh?
And the First Lord of the Admiralty, Winston Churchill, I've no doubt.
It's so good to be home, but I could have done without all this lot.
Heavens, what am I thinking about? I must get the supper on. You must be starving.
I don't know about starving. I bet he could do with a drink.
Yeah, I could have known, George.
That's all right, as you're staying all night. I don't mind if you want to pop out for a drink, but you make sure you come back soon.
Don't you worry, darling.
David, you're making me blush.
I'll bring him right back, never you fret. We'll have a couple of pints and then back home again. They'll get a real surprise down to Victoria.
My darling, here's my letter. I'm writing through my tears. A few sweet words to thank you for lovely souvenirs. Memories you gave me still echo in my heart. I'll dream of them while we're apart. I haven't said thanks for that lovely weekend. Those 2 days of heaven you helped me to spend. The thrill of your kiss as you stepped off the train. The smile in your eyes like the sun after rain. To mark the occasion, we went out to dine. Remember the laughter, the music, the wine, the drive in the breakfast next morning, just we two alone. You had to go, the time was so short, we both had so much to say. Your kit to be packed, the train to be called. Sorry I cried, but I just felt that way. And now you have gone, dear, this letter I pen. My heart travels with you till we meet again. Keep smiling, my darling, and someday we'll spend a lifetime as sweet as that lovely
Oh, you lucky people! It's that sound again, it's that sound again! Yes, little devil's still trying to come here. Never mind, though. I want to remind you that the band plays on and the dance continues during any alert. That is now following the Guildhall practice. That's for all of you who don't want hairy Hitler to interrupt your entertainment. For those of you who want to scurry to the shelters, would you please scurry now in an orderly fashion, if you please? And remember my catchphrase. Watch who's doing what in the blackout. Talking of catchphrases, have you heard? Can you hear me, Mother? Lord Haw-Haw has had to change his ever since the sinking of the Grass Bay. Instead of now saying, Germany calling, he's saying, Germany falling, Germany falling! Before we continue with the entertainment, it is now my great privilege to introduce to you a very special lady. Not just the lady from Virginia, not just your Member of Parliament for Plymouth, not even just your Lady Mayoress, but your own, your very own, Lady Astor!
Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Plymouth, I am privileged to be able to tell you that tomorrow we are welcoming the officers and crew of HMS Exeter to a luncheon here at the Guildhall, following a march through the streets of Plymouth. Now, I want all you pretty young girls to come back here tomorrow night and show your appreciation for our gallant sailors by taking the floor with them. They are the bravest of men, and they have been through a terrible ordeal. They deserve a little relaxation and romance. I hope that you are going to want to give it to them. I know that I would.
Thank you, Lady Astor. Now remember, girls, a little relaxation and a lot of romance for our gallant sailors. And now, before the next dance, I wish to introduce to you a very popular young couple who have been making quite a name for themselves around the town. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Jimmy and Jean.
Come on.
You can't beat your own new spuds, what you just dug up, cooked and served on your own dinner plate. Can't understand people who've never felt the urge to grow their own veg.
Terrible news about the French, innit?
Capitulating, is it? I calls it bloody surrendering.
So much for their wonderful Maginot Line now.
Well, we're on our own now, boy, that's for sure. Here, tell you what I can't understand. We don't bring back their troops from Dunkirk with ours. We set them up, put them back on their feet again, and then we send them all the way back from Plymouth. And they goes and bloody surrenders.
That's right. There we were, down in Millway Dock, shaking hands with them, and the women giving them flowers. Vive la France and all that. Bloody wonderful.
And the Marines band playing the Marseillaise to them as they sailed away.
You wouldn't believe it, would you? Bloody frogs. Course, that's why we built Dartmoor Prison, to put them buggers inside. Morning, Admiral. Want to scan the horizon for the enemy there,
Don't you Admiral me, young man. Some of us have got to keep our wits about us.
Here, where are you off to, then, Grandad?
Hello, mine.
Oh, don't be late for dinner, mine. Well, the missus will blame it on me.
I shall be back shortly, if anyone should inquire after me.
He's never got over not being allowed to go off to Dunkirk with the old primo to see her from the Crown Ferry. He'd have gone, you know.
I'm sure he would. That was marvellous, wasn't it? You never thought that she would get there and back.
Oh, they were sworn drafting her went over. Pleasure boats from the Thames would have never seen salt water before.
Mum says she needs some biscuit.
Well?
She said, ask her dad for the money.
Here's a bob then. But don't forget the change, boy.
I'll go down to the shop.
You didn't hear the siren, did you?
No.
Can't be Jerry then, can it?
Wonderful, isn't it? Oh, heads are all for this if I had my way.
Oh, it sounded like a bomb going off.
Too true it did. A jerry plane just sneaked across the sound, and nobody saw it. Nobody but me, that is. It's just what I said would happen. It dropped its bombs and got clean away, and not even a challenge. Oh, it's just like the Courageous, sunk by that U-boat off the breakwater in home waters. It seems to me we're in what they call an open city.
But there was no siren before, was there? No alert. All I heard was the all clear. Do you think it's all right now?
Oh, it is now. Now that the enemy has accomplished his mission and got clean away without a scratch.
What are you still standing there for, Sally? I thought I told you to go and get the biscuit.
Oh, all right, Mum, I'll get going. Right. You'll come with me, won't you, Fanny?
Yeah, let's go. That was an awful good, wasn't it?
Oh, Harry. Oh, you missed all the excitement. They're on parade, aren't we?
Aha, to comfort us sleeping in sheets again after those scratchy army blankets.
Hello, Harry, how are you now? How's the army treating you then?
Why, you know how it is. Mostly bull and blanco. You know, we got a sergeant, just like one of the foremen at work. All mouth and not much sense.
Where are you stationed now? Or is that a secret?
Oh, I don't think so. We're all back in the devil.
Remember, young man, careless talk costs lives.
Be like that, keep mum.
Ah, there you are, Constable. I wish to lay a complaint.
I see. A complaint. Against whom do you wish to lay this complaint?
Against those in charge of the air raid warning system. Do you know a jerry plane sneaked across the sound, dropped its bombs, and got clean away, and no alert was sounded?
I observed the action myself and have duly taken note. I shall be making reports to my superiors in due course.
That should make old Edward tremble in his boots.
I expect you're going to town and surrender now.
I'm glad to hear that, Constable. I trust you will be rewarded for your diligence.
Morning, Harry. You still with us?
Why, yeah, but not for long. I'm on embarkation leave.
Oh, you ever go at Jerry for me when you catch us up with him, boy?
Sorry, Harry. Didn't realise you were going to lose you so soon.
La 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 la
What do you lot think you're doing? Get that bloody thing off your head, before I knock it off.
Dad, are you playing?
Don't you know that the bloody French have surrendered?
No, I thought they come back to fight the Germans.
Where did you get that at,
We
you?
found it down in the White Docks.
Oh, if I were you, I'd bury it till after the war. Or you could give it to the policeman here as a piece of lost property.
No, thank you. I have enough to do without bothering about lost property. Particularly a piece of equipment from one of our so-called allies.
What were those bombs for, Dad?
Jerry, he dropped some bombs over some funeral way.
Bombs? Can we go and see where they exploded?
everyone was so conscientious. That Jerry Payne ought never to have been allowed to get away with it. Makes you wonder who's in charge of these things.
So much for the powers that be. Well, there he goes, the guardian of the law, which reminds me that the licensed premises ought to be legally open by now. Well, does anyone fancy a quick one up at the Victoria?
Oh, it's Thursday work, Harry. I'll get cleaned up and see you everybody. Oh, come up with you too, Harry. What about you, Albert?
Yes.
Something went the old bosun's whistle, eh?
I'll join you both. We mustn't let Jerry interfere with our age-old traditions, must we?
Has only got one fold. Goring has two, but they are small. Himmler has something similar, but poor old Goebbels has no balls at all.
Why you have to spread out on the Lord Queen Mary? I can't wait nobody
painting job, is it? Ah, Warden Strick, give us a hand, will you? You've got your first aid, haven't you?
What's up, Constable? Ah, fainted, has she? Here, put something softer under her head and turn her head onto one side.
I thought you were supposed to put their heads lower than their feet. So I'd put their heads between their knees.
She doesn't seem to be coming to. Here, Tommy, go off and see her. Find a couple of St. John's ambulancemen, will you? There she goes again. Well, I don't suppose there's anything, but I'll have to get back to the ARP post right away. Carry on.
Here, George, what did we better do?
Get home as soon as possible, if you ask me. I don't fancy diving down into one of these city shelters.
Oh, no.
I've more faith in our own at
Just
home.
as well Liz left when she did. She should be safely home by now.
Like me hard, my where's the patient?
She's over here. She just passed out in the crowd. Now that you're here, I'm going to get back on duty.
Oh, what happened? Where am I?
It's all right, love, it's all right. We'll look after you.
Oh, I don't know what came over me, I'm sure.
Can you get up? Here, let me give you a hand.
Oh, yes, thank you so much. I'm sorry to be such a nuisance. Oh, my, is that the time? I'd best be getting home. My old man will be wanting his tea when he gets in. He's working on the railway at there.
Well, you can't go just yet, my dear. We've had no lunch. And what you need is a sit down and a nice cup of tea.
Where do you live, my love?
I'm to Plymouth.
Oh, my God, that's a long way out. I think we'd better take you back to our shelter until the alert's over.
Oh, we'll find you somewhere safe. Now, have you got everything?
Oh, yes, thank you so much. I'm sorry to be such a trouble. I don't often come into town, but I wouldn't have missed seeing the King and Queen for worlds.
Yes, I think I ought to be indoors, you know, watching out for incendiaries.
Grandpa, do you think the Germans knew the King and Queen was coming to Plymouth today?
Oh, I don't know whether they did or not, but they'll be well away by now.
Well, perhaps they're staying with Lady Astor on the whole.
Oh, shouldn't think so. Too risky.
Well, they went up there for tea.
Oh, that'd be much too dangerous. I reckon they got away from the city double quick. Now, they'll be out on the Royal Train somewhere, safe out in the countryside.
Oh, would you believe it? Freddie's gone to sleep.
Must have got himself tired out standing around this morning. You should settle down too now, Sally, if you want to be fresh for school tomorrow.
Yes, all right, Mum. No, no. No, like Grandad.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll be glad when this war's over and I can sleep in my own bed nights.
Won't we all, George? That baby's ever so good though, isn't she? Not to murmur. Have you bought a bottle for her, Liz?
Of course I have. It's all wrapped up to keep it warm and Farley's rust.
What about the thermos? I don't want to go back up for that if the bombs start falling.
George, as if I would forget the thermos.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I bet the King and Queen are more comfortable than we are tonight.
Well, they are the King and Queen, after all.
You don't reckon they're still in Plymouth, then?
No, they'll be well away. They could be anywhere.
Well, they haven't left the country, have they? They've stayed here, right beside the people, to see it through. Oh, I hope our Libby's all right. Everybody comfortable? I'm not. Well, how can I be in this glorified sardine tin? Mrs. Rubble's up the road got one of them indoor shelters, all posh, with beds in it. There, her family can't do enough for her.
Here we go.
Here, you're down here with us, Fran, because we do care. It's safer outside the house, it must be.
They've shelters at the hospital, haven't they?
Oh, of course they have.
But they'd never bomb the hospital, though. Would they?
I don't suppose so, May, but, well, you never know.
I wonder where Dad is tonight.
Oh, he could be on the high seas, I suppose, since he was posted last week.
I expect it'll be North Africa.
Or India. Or anywhere.
Mum, he'll be all right, won't he?
Oh, of course he will. Jerry won't catch him on the yacht.
Mum?
Yes?
I want to go.
Oh, well, you better slip out round the back. You can't go back in the house now.
Oh, it's dark out there. Can I take the torch?
Go on, let Jerry know we're here. No, certainly not. Go on, quick, slip out round the back. John, whilst you're out there, go indoors and get that jar of biscuits I've left on the bed. And bring me corsets. You just come on back, John. I want my corset, whatever for. In case, that's all. In case anything happens, I want to be found decent. Why does he always wait till he gets down here before he wants to spend a penny?
It's cold out there. Can we play cards, Mum?
Oh, not tonight, John. It's too late. We need all the sleep we can get. Besides, Fanny's got to go to school tomorrow, hasn't she?
Not till the afternoon. The boys in the morning, the girls in the afternoon.
Oh, yes. I forgot.
Oh, well, I wish I was old enough to join up and join the Air Force. Then I could drop bombs on the Germans.
easier, like.
High explosives followed by incendiaries on the sounds of them. Well, I would give you my hand on that Hitler.
Oh, Goering, he's in charge of the Air Force. Guess we should have got here sooner. Fire crews are coming from all over, though, even Birmingham. Right, good lads, let's get it coupled up. Come on. Hey, don't think cheap. What do you mean he's no? Hey, look, I'll show you. There's any other place. Look at my hand. He's bloody right. It doesn't fit.
Oh, he's bothered. You mean your fire service next to a lot of different fitting flowers?
So it seems.
What a lot of good they chasing down from Birmingham because there's no fit either. What a bloody mess.
Someone should have thought about it before it was too late. Sitting in the bloody offices all day, drinking bloody cups of tea, doing bloody crosswords.
So what do we do now, Chief?
Not much we can do, is there? Bit of report back to headquarters. Sorry, Constable.
It's not your fault. I'll report back to the station. I'll report to my chief inspector to see what he can do to convict the powers that be. What a bloody mess.
Right, this is as far as I can take you. You know where you are now. British quarter it was. At the time since 10 o'clock. You'll have to make your own way home.
You don't need any help.
No, I don't think so. I'll just let these people out of CD headquarters at the Guildhall.
Oh, what's it like up there?
There'll be a smoking heap of rubble by the morning.
Oh, thanks a lot, Sergeant. Well, I don't know what we'd have done if you hadn't got us up.
All part of the service, my dear.
It's really important work tomorrow.
Look, the first thing you must do is get home as best you can. And in the morning, report to your local police station. They'll be able to tell you what to do and where to go.
Oh, thanks again, Sergeant. Oh, you're a brick. I shall remember you coming out of that smoke for as long as I live.
We saved our lives.
You're not doing the matter,
Yeah.
Thanks again, Sergeant. You wouldn't believe it, Flint. It's like Dante's Inferno in the Guildhall. Old worker statue came down 1 minute and whoosh! The whole building went up like a tinderbox. Those inside didn't know what hit them. It's a good job I was there to get them out. The church is gone too. Andrew's gone from work. That was an inferno too. You wouldn't believe it, would you? Once those timbers caught alight, there's no stopping it. The fire brigade can't cope with this lot, even with outside help.
You won't believe this either. But when the fire brigade got down from Exeter, they found their fittings didn't couple with our hydrants.
God almighty! And it takes a damn BLITZ to find it out. Wonderful.
That's exactly what I said. Blooming marvellous.
God, I could do with a pint.
Oh, me too.
Come on, let's go back see if the candy's still operating, shall we?
Is that an order?
Too bloody true it is.
The whole city is on fire. It's all going up in smoke. We're sitting on gallons of water, and there's nothing we can do because the bloody hoses don't fit. There's nothing. There's nothing we can bloody do.
John, you better be off to work. What time are you going to be there?
8:30, but I don't imagine anyone's got in on time this morning. Oh, can I borrow Dad's bike? It'd be quicker that way.
Well, all right, but if you get a puncture, you break it and you mend it. You know where Granny is?
No.
Down the church hall, would you believe? Doing her duty, helping out with Mrs. Granny. All right, but mind your mother, ask her mother nicely if she minds. You don't want to be under her feet if she's busy.
Busy? You make it sound as if nothing's happened. She'll have to give up just like us.
Hey, Mum, there's a huge cloud of smoke all over the middle of Plymouth, as if it's still burning. Come out and have a look, quick.
seen me at all after last night.
Oh, we were just saying how terrible it was. Here, do you want a cup of tea? We're just having one.
Come a Rosie Lee? Well, I don't mind if I do, as Colonel Chinstrap would say. You lucky you still got your gas on. We haven't got it home. A lot of people have had this cut up because of the bomb damage. Hello, Mrs. Kemp. Libby. Let's have a look. I don't think there's anything for you, Mrs. Kemp. No. But there's a letter for Mrs. Smith.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh, it's from Swansea. It's my sister. I thought it might have been one for Mary.
Oh, that's lovely. It's lucky there was any post at all. Trains were like disruption up the line, but they didn't hit the station or the sorting office. You can't get through the centre, though.
Well, let's be thankful we're all here.
That's right. Half of Plymouth must have been blown away last night.
Half of Plymouth?
It was the fire bombs. The centre's an absolute mass of ruins. The Guildhall's gone. St Andrew's Church.
What, both of them?
But the only thing still left standing is old Jerry's clock. At least they didn't knock that down. Oh, and the pier's gone too.
Oh, there'll be nothing left by the time they finish, will there? Fancy the old pier goal.
And we used to have such fun down the pier, didn't we, Connie?
Oh, it was lovely. Oh, what a shame.
No more what the butler saw, yeah. Well, thanks for the cup of chai, Mrs. Smith. Better be getting on with your round. I tell you what, though, if this war goes on very much longer, it'll be time to call me up. Jerry won't laugh long then. Cheeky again.
He's always so cheerful, that lad. I don't know where he does it.
Oh, well, I must go too now. Thanks for the tea, Connie.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And don't forget to send Fanny back for dinner at 12:30.
Righto. Bye-bye, Libby. I'm sorry about your friend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
No,
I would sooner have stayed in the Anderson. You know I wanted to stay there, and I liked it.
Like it? You've done nothing but moan and tell us all about Mrs. Rubble and her polishing door shelter.
Well, it didn't do her much good, did it? Blown straight through the wall she was, right through to next door. Ended up in Herbert Jenkins' bath. Here, good job he wasn't in it.
It's awful listening to the bombs whistling down and not knowing if they'll hit us or not.
Well, I read somewhere that we were supposed to make a joke about it. So when a bomb falls with a big crash, we're supposed to say, gosh, that sounds like Auntie Mildred's false teeth falling out.
Oh, yes, very funny, I'm sure.
I wish Dad was with us. Mum, how's he before he's home?
I don't know, Boy, but we know he's safe and sound in North Africa, don't we?
Oh, I wish I was in North Africa, at least it'd be warm there.
You've got that ID, don't I? Give you and you.
What's that? And a penknife and a torch.
And I've got a science stick too, and Teddy.
Oh, how far are we going, Mum?
Oh, not too far, but just rest here for a while, then follow the others, see where they're going. Anything to get out of the way of the bombing. These last few nights have been too much for anybody.
I hope the cats will be all right.
Oh, Cat's always all right. Anyway, she's got 9 lives.
Oh, Mum, how far are we going? I'm tired.
We're all tired, Anne. Very tired. Come on, give us your arm.
I wish they let me be missing during the night as well as in the day.
Oh, that's what my John says too.
Well, it'd be more exciting than this, and at least I wouldn't have to be down that old shelter all the
Well,
time.
don't you think you ought to be in that shelter with your mum when there's a raid on, since your dad's away?
I suppose so.
Hope Dad's right in the dockyard.
Oh, don't worry. They got proper shelters down there. Not like our poky little Andersons.
I wish I was in the Anderson.
And I bet they have a lovely time when there's a raid on, drinking and playing cards with their mates.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I bet
Why isn't so bright tonight, are they? Just smouldering from last night's bombing.
Here, do you remember when the fuel tanks caught fire at Turnchapel?
Oh, that was horrible.
For 5 whole days, it was like night turned into day. Oh, and those poor firemen that were killed.
You could read a comic in the street, it was so bright. It was like daylight all the time.
Sure, that's what hell will be like.
What? You really think there is a hell, Mum? You know, with fire and brimstone.
I don't know, dear, but if there is, then I hope that Hitler and his crowd will be the first to go there when this is all over.
You can say that again.
I don't know whether to park here for the night or go on until we find somewhere under shelter for little Jenny's sake.
Hello there. Someone just came to my door and said there were people out on the road. Where are you all going?
Big Brig Bay for a picnic. Where do you say?
We're looking for shelter for the night.
Shelter?
Yeah, we can't stand that bombing any longer. We're staying out here for the night.
Oh dear. There's rather a lot of you. Is there anyone in charge?
Nobody's in charge. We've just decided we've had enough, that's all. And we'd rather stay out here in the open than go back home there.
Oh, how awful. But you can't sleep out here in the open all night, can you?
Well, if it comes to it, that's what we prefer.
But what about the babies? And the young children?
Well, that's the point. Our little Jenny here should really be under cover for the night.
Well, I suppose you'd better come with me. I'll open up the schoolroom in the church. It's only 10 minutes walk from here, and then you can bed down there for the night. Oh, thank you. Don't thank me. Thank God. I'm only doing my Christian duty, you know. Well, come along and follow me.
He makes me down to
If anybody told me a year ago that I'd be standing guard outside one of Plymouth's largest underground shelters, then I'd never have believed them. I used to be showing people into the largest cinemas. Smashing uniform I had. Hello, Mrs. Jinks. Staying at the Portland Square Ritz again tonight?
The Ritz, is it? The wine I bring in the old bedding.
Well, there's a war on, dear. I mean, one has to do all the best one can.
Oh, absolutely, don't you know?
Well, sleep well. Have a good night. And don't forget, if you need any cup of tea or anything, just give me a call.
Certainly, my man. Go on, you two, quickly. Let's get you bedded down in a sleep.
Hello, Joe. Foregoing the pleasures of the Royal Albert tonight?
Where you been this past week, bro? The Royal Albert was bombed flat 2 days ago.
Right. Well, the old Albert? What about Harry and Dolly?
Oh, they were all right. Would you believe shortly in the cellar with a beer?
Oh, no, look, God seems to be looking after landlords then. Well, I hope you have a good night anyway.
So do I.
Might pop up later if it stays quiet. Have a pipe in your little ship, it's okay by you.
Yeah, well, as long as you don't start striking matches in the open, I don't mind.
Come on, Joe.
Good evening. Well, there's politeness for you.
Come on, Mum. All right, I'm coming. Evening, Bert.
And how are we all tonight, then?
Oh, not too bad, thank you.
I see you've still got all the brood with you.
I'll say. You don't want a few, do you?
No, thanks. I've got enough trouble of my own.
You? You're not so grown up, haven't they?
That's right. They go away, have some more of their own, and then you've got even more. You wait and see.
Be a few years yet.
Good evening, your ladyship. Strike me, I thought it was Lady Astor.
Lady Astor? How dare you? I could give her a few years.
I'm sure you could. You're not going out of the town tonight, then?
On the town? Oh, you are naughty, Mr. Tucker. Mind you, I'd rather be in the lounge of the Locker Hotel with a nice large gin and tonic in my hand instead of having to go down that dungeon.
Too true.
Still, I brought me little warmer. Oh. There. Well, that's in case I get lonely in the night.
Well, you'll never be lonely.
Like a drop?
Oh, well, I don't mind if I do. Oh, yeah, no, not for me, thanks, lad. I never could stomach gin. Mine. If it'd been a drop of rum, that'd have been different.
Oh, well, never mind, eh? Let's hope for a quiet night. Here. And if you do get lonely, you know where to find me.
Yes.
I'll be the one with the rose in my hair, wearing a pink nightie. Good night, you naughty man.
Oh, I only just made it.
Yeah, you running after Gladys, are you?
Gladys?
Yes, you know, Gladys. Can't you smell a scent?
Oh, that Gladys. Yeah, I'll say.
You've decided not to go down tonight, then?
Well, I thought I'd try and grab a bit of sleep, you know.
Yes, well, watch yourself. And the old Glad's on the lookout.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
Oh, well, I don't know, though. I mean, she's not exactly my type. I mean, I've got nothing against the woman, but she's not exactly in the first flush of youth.
Well, none of us are we?
Oh. Well, look, do you reckon it'll be a quiet night, then?
Well, it's hard to tell, really, isn't it?
Never know what to do for the best. Whether you're safer tucked away down there or stuck at home in bed.
I always feel it's the luck of the draw, really. I mean, if your number's up, it's up.
And I get agoraphobia down there.
Claustrophobia, you mean, don't you?
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? No. No, I've changed my mind. I think I'll take me chance at home tonight. Well, after all, I am on the ground floor. And I got the old Morrison. Yeah, oh well.
All right, well, good luck anyway.
Oh, you too.
Oh, dear. Here we go again. Another night of incendiaries and high explosives. I don't know how we put up with it all. I really don't.
A nice home where you can stay together. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Now then, and here's your label, Susan.
Mum, so I've got to stay with Billy?
Oh, yes, dear, of course. And here's one for you, young man. We're going to go on a big bus soon and go for a long, long ride all the way to Cornwall. That will be fun, won't it?
Thomas Jones. Come over here. How old are you, Thomas?
13. 18 Fountain Street. What? Your address, dear. You know the place where you live.
Yes, miss.
Did your mother bring you here?
No, set me down.
I see. Gas mask?
Lost it.
Dear me. Needs replacement gas mask. Ration book, identity card.
Think down here. This is Mark Thomas.
Thank you. And your belongings? I see. Right you are.
Long then, Thomas. Here's your label. Now, make sure you don't lose that, or nobody will know who you are, will they?
There. Helen, Holly Lowe.
Yes, oh, goodness, twins. Isn't that nice? I don't think we've had any twins before.
You will let them stay together, won't you? Only I promise I'll keep them home otherwise, bombs or no bombs.
Don't worry, Mrs. Lamb. I'll personally see they won't be separated, I promise you.
Oh, I'm so relieved. Well, you'd better have their identity cards and ration books.
Thank you.
Now, goodbye, darlings. Now, this kind lady's going to look after you, and I promise I'll see you soon. And I'll write all the time.
How old are you, dears?
11.
15 St. Mary's Crescent?
Yes, miss.
Gas masks? Belongings?
Yes, miss.
Good. Now, come over here, you two little lambs. Which is which? One at a time, please.
I'm Helen, and I'm Polly.
But now here's your label, Helen, and here's yours, Polly. I'm sure we won't have any trouble finding a nice home for you two, will we?
No, miss.
And don't go swapping those labels, will you?
No, miss.
Page. Florence. Victoria Frederick.
Here we are, here we are.
Well, Mrs. Page, I do hope we can keep your little lot together. I'm afraid it may be rather difficult, particularly with 3 such healthy-looking children.
Oh, I do hope so. They're ever such good children, they really are. Never any trouble at all. Ever so helpful. You will be good
incident?
Incident?
Where the deceased was found?
Oh, Trafalgar Terrace, number 1. He was in the Anderson shelter.
Relationship to deceased?
He was my father.
Kent, Trafalgar Terrace. That's number 163. If you go down that road to the left, then turn right at the corner. It's that row there. You'll see the numbers.
163.
Been a terrible week. Terrible. I'm just glad I'm not over there at the city mortuary. I just get the odd few over this way. Over the other side, they've had to take all the bodies from the Portland Square shelter. Still not sure how many there were. Somewhere around 70 to date. Can you imagine? All those bereaved relatives. And some of them were down the shelter themselves. A girl of 9 lost her entire family. Mother, father, brothers and sisters. I don't think they asked her to identify the bodies. She was too upset. They had to check against their identity cards. It's the worst case I've come across. Like I say, I'm just glad I'm not over there.
That's him.
Right, number 163. Here are the belongings that were found on the body. You have your identity card. Thanks. Would you just like to sign this form, Mr. Kemp? Thank you, Mr. Kemp. I'd never seen a dead body in my life before I stepped through the door of the mortuary to take up this job. I was appalled by what I saw. Row upon row and rack upon rack of dead bodies. Then the relations would come in. Where was he killed? So-and-so, they'd say. The rescue services bring them in. We have these forms from the Home Office, CWD forms, civilian war death forms, with a questionnaire, colour of hair, shape of face, shape of nose, mouth, teeth. Anything to identify the body. One day, this elderly lady came in with her daughter. And when I satisfied myself that they were bona fide relatives, I handed over the personal effects of her husband. As she left, she said to her daughter, "Good heavens, I didn't know he had all that money on him. I wonder where he got it." Struck me as rather odd. All she was worried about was where he got that money, and he was lying there. Slap. I can't tell you the state of some of them when they come in here. Some have their arms blown off, some their legs. One poor chap had his head entirely blown off his neck. Some of them get upset with me because I won't help them to look at the bodies. Well, can't have people fainting on my hands. I've enough to do as it is. When they come in, they're all plastered with mud and dirt. All has to be cleaned off. We have these retired undertakers who come in and wash them down with hose pipes before the relations come in, before they're put in their makeshift coffins. Well, that's another problem. There's a shortage of wood, shortage of carpenters. We have to have the coffins. Where they come from eventually, I don't know. It's all this matchbox sort of thing now. One thing did upset me one day. A young woman was brought in with 2 babies at her breast. Not a mark on them, not a sign. Killed by bomb blast. It just blows the life out of you. Those babies couldn't have been more than 6 weeks old. Twins they were. Well, went into a corner and had a little cry. Myself. Couldn't help it. Well, the next thing after this last lot was that we ran out of hearses to take them to the cemetery. It was the army that came to the rescue, gave us half a dozen 3-ton lorries. They just piled the coffins into them and took them to the cemetery. That large open grave. That effort. They'll have to dig another mass grave now, won't they? For this lot from Portland Square. One
and show you her collection of dollies. She's got a proper doll's house for them.
Yes,
Now,
miss.
let me see. You're Helen, and you're Polly. How on earth I shall tell you apart, I don't know. But never mind, you're both such little darlings.
You seem to have found a home for the little lambs, any day.
Do let me take them, please. I've got a nice big house, haven't I? And there'll be company for my Joanna.
Very well then, Mrs. Cottle. The lambs it is. Ration books and identity cards, please, for Lamb Helen and Lamb Polly. Thank you. There you are, Mrs. Cox. Now, you've got your cases, haven't you, girls?
Yes, miss.
Come along then, girls. Let's go home and have some tea.
Say, that was painless, wasn't it?
Yes, wasn't it?
Mind you, they did look such little dears, and so well brought out. Now, which are the page children?
We are, miss.
My, you're fine-looking children, aren't you?
lipstick.
always used to say I was really sentimental keeping it like I did, but she'd never have had a white wedding if I hadn't. Then Megan lent us a veil, and well, there we were. Though I don't know what we'd have done if you hadn't all helped her for the rations.
Well, it's handsome boy, isn't he?
Oh, hello. Can't stop. Just popped in with these magazines. I'm just on the way to the nursery to pick up little Jenny. Liz is working the late shift tonight. Oh, and those the wedding pictures.
Here, I know.
Oh, lovely. Oh, it seems like only yesterday she was a little girl like my Jenny. Oh, they grow up so quick, don't they?
Oh, I know. My Sally in the Wrens.
Down in the top.
Megan's Tony in the Air Force and Anne in the Land Army.
It's going to seem funny when it's all over, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you that our David's got posted to Scotland? Oh, he's gone to some island or other called Rothsay, a devil ship there. So that means Liz will be able to join it, and little Jenny too, though I won't manage without my little darling, I don't know.
Should we be keeping quiet about that?
Oh, it won't go any further, will it? Not between friends. Anyway, it's good to know they'll all be together again, and that he's safe and sound in old waters.
Oh, I wish my Harry could get the same. Do you know he hasn't been on leave once in the past 2 years? Not since he was sent to North Africa. Then he had to go to Italy. It don't seem fair somehow.
Oh, they'll soon sort them eye ties out. My George says, show them a gun and they all runs away.
I expect he'll be home before the balloon really goes up, when we invade France.
You reckon that'll be soon?
Well, they say there's all sorts of landing craft and such hidden away in Falmouth already. Mrs. Hodgkin's kids came back from evacuation last week. They told her.
Oh, here, Connie. Connie, did you ever think of evacuating yours?
Well, I thought about it. That's about as far as it got. Really didn't see much point anyway, did it?
No, all that effort sending them away after the Blitz was over. Hardly a bomb sense.
Here it's at the time. I must fly. Oh, tea to your man.
Bye.
Mrs. Smith?
No. Is there?
May we come in?
Oh, no.
I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, Mrs. Smith.
Perhaps you'd better sit down.
I have to tell you that your husband, Sergeant Harold Smith, was killed in action a week ago at Anzio in Italy.
It's not true. I know it's not true. Always knew he'd come back to me.
I'm afraid it is true, Mrs. Smith.
No, it can't be.
If there's any comfort I can offer you.
Perhaps you'd better leave that to us.
We'll be able to let you have full details shortly, Mrs. Smith. And our welfare officer is on call to talk things over with you.
The welfare officer can't bring him back, can he?
If you believe in God, Mrs. Smith, then pray for the strength to help you bear your loss.
He didn't save the Harry, did he? And all those people killed in the Blitz. How am I going to tell the children?
John Egger. I'm mighty appreciative. Gee, isn't that beautiful day? I must run. The sergeant left me in the jeep.
Shut up, you! Is that what your boyfriend looks like, Fanny? He's a bit wet behind the ears, isn't he? I'm only going out with him, that's all.
Isn't it wonderful? I can hardly believe it. Oh, dear Connie, who was that soldier? Some GI wants to take our family to the dance tonight. Oh, I wish our David and Liz could be here and little Jenny to join in the celebration.
Oh, they'll be doing all right up in Scotland, never you worry. The whiskey will be flowing, they'll be piping in the Aggie still.
It's not New Year's, you fool. It's PE Day.
Where's that boy to?
He went off on the bike somewhere. I expect he went to Fieldsville with that bonfire.
Just think, no more blackout, no more air raids.
Oh, sorry, Paul. Grandad's not here to see this day. And your Harry, Connie. Sorry, man, but you can't forget, can you?
No. No, you can't forget. Never mind. We've got plenty to be thankful for, haven't we?
One thing's for sure, nobody's going to go to work today. It's the first real day off we've had in 5 years, eh, Bill?
Right, baby.
Hey, Tony, why don't you go up and see your old boss, Mr. Straight? He's got some flags and bunting up there. He said he'd dig them out for the street party.
Well, why can't we send Freddie? He doesn't have to go to school.
Because he's nicked my big bike and gone off down to the bonfire every
Oh, I was the party, and I said I'd make some cake. Anybody got any flour?
Oh, I'm supposed to be in charge of the sandwiches. I don't know what we're going to put in them, though. I think I got some flour. Oh, and I promised some buns, so I don't know whether I can find any raisins. But I got some sugar, I saved up, and a jelly I've saved up from... Here we are! Here we are! 6 tins of sardines! I've been saving them up in case. In case of what? In case, that's what. Here, we'll make sardine sandwiches with them. You can't beat sardine sandwiches. Oh, why don't we all mucky together, eh? It's only me and George, you know, now. We could use my kitchen. There's plenty of room. Oh, come on, you make it. Come on.
Well, if that isn't basic, Glenn, there'll be some worries off your shoulders now.
What do you mean?
Now the war's over. You won't have half as much to do as you did with all the wartime rules and regulations, will he?
I suppose not. But there's still crime, you know. That doesn't stop just because it's peacetime. It didn't stop in wartime either. And just because I wasn't out there in Germany fighting, doesn't mean I didn't do my bit. Back here on the home front.
No one's saying you didn't.
I think you'll be in line for a decoration when they start to dish them out.
Did you really think so?
Yes, some of the tales we've heard about your bravery back when the bombs was falling. They won't be forgotten, will them?
I think you're one of our unsung heroes.
I'm surprised you're so Constable. Constable.
Well, there has been some talk back at the station, if you know what I mean, and yes, after all, I am eligible.
Seniority alone, I'd have thought.
Indeed. But I must be off now. It's all right for you civilians, but a policeman is a policeman, 24 hours a day, even on VE Day.
Not even a smile. Not even on VE Day.
Very good, Dad. There, that's what we want. Start getting up, boys. Hey, look who's here!
Well, when we came off duty this morning, they said, seeing it was VE Day, we could have the day off until tomorrow.
I suppose Farmer John's be doing his own milking today then, eh?
Oh, Dad, Mr. Bronson's a very kind man. He said, seeing there was only 2 of us up there, I could have the day off until tomorrow. I got a lift into town in an American Army truck.
What? Be careful.
They dropped me off at the end of the road. Now we're south.
There's that. I'll tell you what, you 2 young girls, or young women if you insist, you can give us a hand to set up the tables for this street party if you like.
Come on, let's get Mum and Monsieur Bunting.
Oh, gosh, Sal, aren't you glad it's all over? Oh, you bet I am. Oh, well, I hope our children won't have to go through what we've been through. There won't be any wars after this one. I hope not, but that's what they said about the First World War. The war to end war. Don't be so morbid, Anne. We're here to enjoy ourselves today. Let tomorrow look after itself.
the defeat of Germany. We then rejoiced that peace had returned to Europe, but we knew that a strong